control.
Hey everyone, this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video. And I came in today, I guess, to talk about a little entertainment news. And I wanted to just touch on this whole situation with T.I. and Tiny. Y'all, their marriage sort of intrigues me. And I've been kind of looking at a lot of things that both of them have been saying these past few weeks. And past few months, and a lot of stuff that's going on in their marriage. And having been there before, I wanted to kind of weigh in on what I'm seeing. Now, y'all might not agree with some of the things that I'm about to say, but I'm just looking at it from a practical way. Now, the main thing that I wanted to talk about is this thing that T.I. is saying, that he would be a better friend than a husband. I can't kind of fault him on that. But here's the only thing that I have a problem with. I know for a fact that Tiny held T.I. down in several ways when he was in prison and all of that. This girl was very, very ride or die. So on that tip, I feel he owes her for her loyalty to him. Then he gets out and, they get back together and they build this life together and all of that. Now, here's why I have a little bit of problem with what T.I. said. After he got out of jail and him and Tiny got back together and, they were doing their thing and they had their baby and, the little boy, if he started to lose interest in her, and I know men don't do this, but he should have told her. He should have said, Tiny, I've been in prison, for a while now. I'm a young man. I feel like I didn't get to sow my wild oats, basically. He could have said something like, I love you. And I want to do this in a way that doesn't hurt you, which it's going to. Just bear with me, y'all. I'm thinking through this as I'm talking about it. And he should have just sat down and talked to her. They built this life. This girl fell deeper and deeper in love with him. Then they had another baby. And then they got the show and they're putting their family out there. Tiny loves this man. And honestly, y'all, I believe he loves her. But what I believe is that exactly what he said. He loves Tiny. He wants to be her friend, not her husband. And basically what it is because he wants to go out there and sow his wild oats. Now, here's the reason why I said, I just think they should announce publicly that they're still a couple. They're both gonna go, they can say something like, we're not divorcing, but we're taking a break from each other. And, in that break, we're allowed to see other people. Now, the reason why I think they should go ahead and announce it is because it would take both of them off the hook. Because every time they even bump up against another person of another sex, it's all splashed all over the blogs. What I see in these two people, I really think they love each other. I just think that they've been together so long that maybe they're tired of each other, and maybe they do need a break, and maybe they do need to get a chance to see if there's someone else out there that they like better than the one that they got at home. Now, y'all, I know this shit sound crazy, but things are a little different nowadays. Relationships are a little different nowadays. If you had told me about 25 years ago that I would be saying something like this, child, y'all would have seen me act a fool because I was Tiny. I was the woman that, maybe was being cheated on. And then you wonder, how could this man cheat on me when he tells me he loves me? How could he cheat on me when he comes here and, he provides for this family and I can tell that he loves this family? How can he still be loving to us, but as soon as he gets outside of these doors, he's tramping around with a whole bunch of women. So what I come up with, and my brothers told me this, I truly believe that a man can love his family, but just can't stay out the streets. Now, what it does is it destroys what they have at home, because the average woman, she might forgive them one, two, maybe even three times. But after a while, she starts losing herself in it. Because when you allow a man to walk all over you like that, I truly believe that they lose respect for you. And then at some point, you lose respect for yourself. I have been there. And I remember just simply waking up one day and was like, Rachel, it's bad enough that he doesn't respect you. But when you can't look yourself in the face, or you look in the bathroom mirror and you say to yourself, why am I accepting this? I can do better than this. I don't deserve this. That's when it all ends. When you look at yourself and say, you know, that's it. Now, on T.I.'s part, he's pretty much a young man. The problem with this is a lot of people start relationships so early that they don't get a chance to sow their wild oats. Right now, y'all, my son is 30. He has no baby mamas, no babies. I don't have any grandkids. And every time I tell someone that, they're like, "Oh, he's a rare breed." And sometimes it's kind of offensive because it makes me feel like they're saying that there are no black men out there that could be, 30 years old without a child, you know. And I kind of get offended for brothers, because there are some brothers out there that, are like that. But one thing I tell my son is, I watch him date, and what I see is basically these years that he's, you know, untangled with the spouse, he's sowing his wild oats. Now, he doesn't, right now, he has a steady girlfriend, but all through his 20s, he's been dating. So he's watched my nephews get girls, settle down, start to have families, and he's been able to stand back objectively and say, um, I really want a child, because one thing about him is he loves kids. And when my nephews had their babies, he was the first one up at the hospital. Both of my nephews said that they called him, and when they told him their babies were born, if the baby was born at 5 o'clock in the morning, he was at the hospital. He loves kids. But I think what it is because he's watched all of his friends, have babies and, start to have problems with baby mamas or whatever. He's not ready for all of that right now. And I agree with that. I think when you're young, when we rush into these relationships, we don't get a chance to sow our wild oats. And I include myself in that. Hell, I had my son when I was 22 years old. So you think about it. I was 21, pregnant, 22, with a man and a baby, and all the responsibilities of being an adult. And I had just really become an adult. Never really got a chance to date different men when I was younger, because I was with one guy. And same with the guy. He never really got a chance to date anyone else other than me. And then we worked together all through our 20s and most of our 30s, and then things started going wrong. He started cheating. And at first, when it was happening, I was angry. But now that I've had years to reflect back on it, and now that I have an adult son, I understand that young folks need to sow their wild oats before they settle down. Because this is what happens. Hell, you could have an older man and he be with a woman for a while, and I guess they get tired. I always tell my girlfriends, it's like once they learn Victoria's Secrets, they lose interest. Once they have twisted you every which way but loose, and they learn all your secrets. Not, and that's not all of them. They kind of get tired of you. So this situation with T.I. and Tiny, it's complicated. And I want them to remain friends. I actually want them to remain married. But I want them to separate. And I would like Tiny to take a deep breath and for her to start dating, even while they're married. You know, be open for a little while. Just say, and I know this is unconventional, y'all, but I'm being realistic here. Maybe they can sit down and come to some conclusion where they separate for a little while. Give each other permission to just be out there for a minute. And if they say that they can't come back together, then at that point, divorce. And I know that's unconventional, but the reason why I would love to see them do it this way, because I believe they still love each other. They just didn't get a chance to sow their wild oats. And what's happening is when T.I. goes out here, you know, women are throwing it at him left and right, and he's weak. He accepts the bait and then he gets in trouble. And then with Tiny, I believe that Tiny knows in her heart that what he's doing is wrong, but she just can't let him go. And I believe it's because maybe she feels she doesn't know what life is like without him, and she's scared to make that move. I don't know what it is, y'all, but I just don't want to see them divorced because I believe that they could be friends. And I know that sounds crazy, but if y'all understand what I mean, put it down in the comments. I just feel like these two need a planned break from each other. And with that, y'all, like I said, I want to know what everyone else thinks. And tell me if you kind of understand what I mean by I can respect what T.I. says about he's a better friend than a husband, but he should have told her that years ago. Years ago. You know, when he started feeling like he was losing interest, you know? Give her the opportunity before you cheat on her to make a decision on whether she wants to stay. I believe that the closeness that they have, if he would have sat down and explained it to her, sure, she would have been mad, sure, she would have been hurt, but she could have respected what he did. I just think it's something special between those two. And I believe that if they sit down, they could work out a relationship that may be unconventional to us, but it works for them. And that's all that matters, you know? So let me know what y'all think, because when I look around, y'all, what I must say is relationships are nothing like what I dreamed that they would be when I was a little girl. They're just simply not. And I'm starting to believe that some people simply just cannot be loyal, faithful, and I don't know if I believe now that in some people's relationships they can work out something where maybe they do have an open relationship. Y'all, as you can see, I'm 52 and I don't have the answers either, you know, because cheating is a reality. And I don't know if I could be in a relationship where the man just tells me he's going to be out there throwing his shit around and I'm supposed to be okay with it. Lord, I don't know. Y'all let me know. This is a long subject. I could go on and on with this subject because, like, if he told me, you know, oh my God, I don't know, y'all. Let me know what y'all think because I kind of feel sorry for both of them because, like I said, I was young and didn't get a chance to sow my wild oats. And y'all, I'm going to tell you, soon as I got out of that long relationship and got a chance to be out here for a while, I went crazy, y'all. You know, I was like, God, it's all these men out here and, you know, it's different types and they're interested and they're fun and they're this, they're that. They're so different from him. And it was like I was in a candy store and I was excited about trying some different candy. So that's why I'm trying to rationalize what's going on between T.I. and Tiny. So with that, everyone, I know I've been talking too long, but tell me what you think about what I said, and what do you see in the future for T.I. and Tiny? All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to my video. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.